Mahomes, clean pocket, throwing long. He wants Tyreek Hill. Makes a catch. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Kansas City, a 67-yard bomb. And Tyreek Hill becomes the all-time leading receiver in single season in Chiefs history.
You know, last year about this time, I was beginning to hear some rumblings that the Chiefs were considering trading cornerback Marcus Peters. I was shouted down by pretty much everyone who covers the Chiefs as an idiot who knows nothing about which he speaks. That's not necessarily incorrect, but I got lucky on this one because they did trade Marcus Peters, and it stunned everyone. Well, they almost took it next level this year, according to Jay Glazer of The Athletic, in a mailbag column where he created a stir a few weeks back when he called his shot for the offseason, the bold prediction, Odell Beckham Jr. getting traded. Glazer added again, saying that he had heard rumblings of a Tyreek Hill trade before word came out last week he's being investigated for child abuse. My goodness, Peter, the Kansas City Chiefs without Tyreek Hill, who I believe is the most dangerous non-quarterback in the entire NFL. It makes me wonder why. And my first thought is he just wants way more money than the Chiefs could ever pay both to him and to Patrick Mahomes over the long haul.
Well, that would be part of it, but I've found this over time, Mike. Any player who Andy Reid really wants to keep, if he really wants to keep somebody, he's going to find a way. And when I saw that in Jay Glazer's mailbag yesterday, I guess, I immediately said, because I'm like you, if Jay has something like that, it's something that he's definitely hearing, and it's something that probably has some legs to it. And I would just think two things. I would just think that Andy Reid hears and sees and feels a lot of things around his team that the vast majority of people on the outside, everybody on the outside, would not hear. And, you know, you go back, oh, my God, he's trading Donovan McNabb in the division? Oh, how could he do that? That's crazy. Turned out to be a great idea. Oh, he's letting this guy go. I mean, just look at all the times that Andy Reid has made decisions personnel-wise, going back to Marcus Peters last year, obviously. But look at all of these decisions he's made, and there always seems, in retrospect, to be a reason for him. So that's the first thing. And then I think the second thing is Andy Reid has got the ultimate trump card. He says, listen, if I've got Patrick Mahomes on a rookie deal for 2 years more at least, and I can't build the shell of a Super Bowl team, even if I have to do it without the most dangerous offensive weapon in football, there's something wrong with me. So if he is dubious about the prospect of the long-term playing prospect, or the fact that he just thinks he's going to cost way too much, then I could see this happening. But again, I just know this. There's more to this story than meets the eye. We don't know it right now. So I think everybody should just stay tuned and see what happens. And I don't know. Everybody says, oh, King knows something. I don't know anything. But again, there's some interesting smoke here. And usually Andy Reid is a pretty good private investigator.
And I think now what we have to do is basically wait and see what happens with this investigation, because if Tyreek Hill is cleared, I still don't see the Chiefs making the move to sign him to a long-term contract now. I think everything gets tabled until next year. That's when he would be on the cusp of the franchise tag, Peter, and maybe just like Dee Ford this year, you tag him and you trade him, and that may be the end result for Tyreek Hill in Kansas City.
Could be, and you know, it's very interesting, Mike, because you know, I talked to somebody in Kansas City close to the Chiefs before the before the free agency period who said, look, Andy wants to trade Dee Ford, but as of right now, he's got no legitimate takers, in part because there's too many teams out there right now who think that paying a one-year kind of star, because, you know, basically Dee Ford had one really good year for the Chiefs. You know, they're worried about paying him franchise dough, Von Miller type dough, for having 1 year and not being positive about the guy. So even if he has to take a lesser draft pick, a second or third, he'll do it. It turns out they did get some traffic on that. And the 49ers, Mike, in the underrated contract of free agency. Basically can walk away from D Ford after a year, maybe two, and not be hurt at all, really.
You know, one more thing about Tyreek Hill. We saw what the Patriots did in the AFC Championship game to take him away. And it wasn't like they devoted 5 guys to him. All they did was put someone over the top. And the truly great receivers, and I don't want to take anything away from Tyreek Hill, but the truly great receivers still get open when they have that safety that rolls over the top. And Tyreek Hill had 1 catch in the AFC Championship game. So maybe Andy Reid looked at that and thought, you know, the guy's really fast, the guy's really good, but he's not Randy Moss. He's not a guy that's going to be able to beat double teams, so maybe he's not a guy worth $20 million a year.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.